Football season is here, boys. We finally made it. Buff Nation coming to you from Folsom Field. First day of fall camp, and our guy, Uncle Neely, was there on the scene. Neely, what did you see out there today?
Man, fantastic energy. Everybody, let me go back to last night, to yesterday when people started arriving, and we had that wonderful dinner by Chef Carl Solomon. You know, steak, scallop, lobster mac, crab legs. So it's just, the tone was set last night for dinner. But everybody's energy was through the roof today. Very spirited practice. You know, Coach Prime gave a passionate speech to the team meeting this morning. Guys hit the field with a lot of energy.
I had a TV dinner last night for dinner.
You should have come up here, man. It was bigger than a TV dinner.
Is that an open invitation?
That is an open invitation for next time. You're with Neely.
Let's go. Chef Solomon, we coming.
The offense, Neely. What'd you see out there today? Who'd you talk to?
Offensively, this time of the year, you expect to be dragging a little bit. You expect them to, have some obstacles, some miscues. But the offense was clicking today. The deep ball was there. They worked the defense pretty good. So both units had high spirits, high energy. But I think the offense, if you were to grade today's first practice when they went against each other, I got to give it to the O.
That's going down in my notepad because, like you kind of mentioned, usually the start of camp is helpful. It's advantageous for the defense.
Absolutely.
Because they're just out there, see ball, hit ball for the most part. I know it's not that simple. The offense has to deal with a new scheme, a bunch of new players. So that one's getting jotted down. Offense looked good on day one.
You're exactly right. You would think defense has the advantage. But I know you're going to write it down. You wrote it down, offense won day one. But here's the asterisk. Go to the bottom of the page, look at the footnote. Man, there's about 90% new players on defense. You go back to who was here January, February, March, April, May, and look at the defensive roster now, like it's a lot of turnover on the defensive side of the ball. So I'm expecting them to catch up quickly to the offense and have some more competition week 2. But today it was clearly the offense, but I got to put the footnote on it. You got a lot of new defense players that weren't here this spring.
Totally fair, and you never want to make too much of one day of practice. Who stood out today? Who was the player of the day in your mind?
Well, because I'm saying the offense won today, I got to go to the offense side of the ball. Jimmy Horn was pretty impressive. The speed is back. He had a little nagging injury right before the spring game and sat out. I think he's over that. The guy's fast, and he's fast after he catches. He's even faster. So he scored 2 or 3 today. Deep balls on the defense.
I'm crediting Dylan Edwards for that one, for saying he's the third fastest player on the team.
Yep. Defensively, you talked to Shane Cokes. What was his mood? What was the defense's mood after Jimmy kind of went off today?
Well, Shane's mood was upbeat and positive because he knows they have work to do. But his comments and grading of himself in the defensive unit, he agreed with the coaches. They got an F today. Missed assignments, missed alignments, poor communication. But he also knows, as he said, thankfully we're not playing TCU tomorrow. We're playing them September 2nd, so we got time to get it right. But he was upbeat and optimistic of what they can do to right the ship. But he knew today was horrible for the defense.
Speaking of the coaches, how did they feel about today's practice?
Coach Prime huddled everybody up at the end, around the Buffalo there, and he asked each position coach, tell me about your unit today. The highest grades were a C. The offensive line got a C from their staff. Special teams, Coach Trevor Riley gave special teams a C+, I think. Defense, F's across the board.
Well, plenty of room for improvement. That's what you want on the first day of fall camp. You can expect us to improve as well. We will keep bringing you content throughout fall camp. Can't believe football season is finally here. Sko Buffs.